So this is my very first completely finished granny square blanket. I'm pretty proud of it considering, you know, the colors worked out even better than I imagined them working out. I didn't initially think red was going to go very well with it. But I think that's kind of what makes it cool, is that they're, I don't know, not colors that I would expect or that I normally put together. Even though I know purple and red are now a thing. But pretty happy with it. I do notice that there's a difference in consistency. At, you know, this end the squares look a lot larger than the squares at this end. And I'm fairly certain, yes, I'm positive that the end where the squares are bigger is where I started, and the squares that are now smaller is where I was finishing. And I've noticed this is also actually something that was happened in a previous project where, you know, you kind of get into it and your tension gets tighter because you're going faster and thinking less. Plus, this is the first project I had in a while. Aside from the baskets, I crocheted a bunch of baskets a couple months ago, but this was the first full-on project in crochet that I've done in a while. So it makes sense to me that I would just naturally tighten up after a while. When it's gonna be washed and then used as a blanket, and so I don't think it's gonna be super noticeable. If I had kept it for myself, I would notice. But I mean, it's not enough that I think it takes away from the final product. I really like it still. I'm really happy with how the border turned out. I was a little worried. I really didn't want to buy any more yarn because I'd already bought 4 things of yarn throughout the project because I had a couple colors that ran out. I really didn't want to buy any more yarn. So I didn't buy, and I ran out of red, so I didn't buy any more red, and I thought red needed to be in the border. But it turned out just fine without it, I think. I did 3 granny stripe rows and then 2 single stitch rows, all in different colors, and those were the colors that I just had the most of at the end. I didn't want to use things that I didn't have a ton of because, you know, I'm afraid of not finishing and spending a good amount of time going all the way around this pretty large blanket. It's taller than a door, and what doors are like 7 feet-ish, 6.5 feet. So it's pretty long. The person that I made it for is rather tall, so I don't think that'll be a problem. Let's see, comments to myself. This is a real mixture of yarn, something that doesn't show up very well. Let's see if it shows up well in the photo. It doesn't even show up super well in the photo. Some of the video, some of these yarns have a little bit of glimmer to them, like these two have glimmer to them. And that dark blue and that dark purple, which again don't photograph super well, but they show up well and, you know, just visually. The only yarn that I don't like that I used is this one right here, just because I don't know, I have to like look it up in the store about why this is different. I think it's maybe just a thinner yarn or it's a different composition. I picked out all these yarns randomly. This is for my original flower project. Oh, Turner saying hey. This is for my original flower petal project that I decided not to start. And actually the red is left over from when I made some patriotic baby blankets. Oh, Mannix. The red's left over from when, and the dark blue actually is left over from when I made some patriotic baby blankets. Get off the blanket, please. Move. Get off the blanket. Get off the blanket. Anyway, so the red is left over from when I made, and so is this color blue is left over from when I made some blankets. Stop, Max. So from all leftover yarn, and before I knew anything about yarn,